Welcome back to the fall 2024 Martin's Cabin episode string. There's been so much going on here. Well, a little spoiler here, I've been here for a month already, and I'm not sure even how to begin this series, so we'll do something a little different. We're going to start near the end. So what's been going on? Well, the last 30 days there's been almost 30 people have passed through here. Half of them are just coming for a day visit, but the other half are coming for a week or more of work. What's all that work been about? Well, I don't want to hold you in suspense, so this is what we've been up to. We talked about this for long enough. Now we finally got it done. Check this out for our month's work. Can't begin to tell you how excited I am about how this worked out. Beyond my wildest dreams, just the way it worked, the way it looks. I can see the future in this. Put a nice deck out here and looking at this south sunny side. Just imagine sitting out there in the wintertime with winter sun coming down on that wall. Not sure how we're going to finish that off, but that's all the things we'll work on later. An awful lot of the crew that was here, a couple from New York, New Jersey, South Carolina, a couple from the Minnesota North Shore, a guy passed through on his way to Idaho, a couple friends from home in Rockford. Quite the crew. Nobody had built a cabin before, but we put our heads together. By golly, if there's a problem, we just figured out a way to get around it. Didn't have any hardware store handy, so they started calling us the MacGyver camp because if something worked out, we just went and we made what we needed or we made do. So it was such a grand time, as you're going to see in these videos coming up. I hope they come out. I hope it works out. I really didn't do a lot of filming myself, but Big Tom from South Carolina, he was my video man. So I told him, you got to get this on film. And he told me, well, I got a style. He says, I hope you like it. But when I get home, I'll look at what we got, and all my friends are going to send out all the shots they took while they were here. These people that were here were all fans of the channel. They've been watching it for a long time, and most of them had cabins of their own, but come across the country as far as they did, amazing. Early on, these guys from thousands or more miles away said, yeah, I want to come. And I'm like, I was doubtful, but I'll tell you what, except for one or two that had some other commitments kind of got in the way, which is understandable. They came, they had a great time, and we kind of got it unofficially set. Next October 1st, we're going to come back and hit it again. This trip ended up going a lot longer than I thought. Planning on going home October the 15th. Well, today's Monday, October the 21st, so obviously I lost some shoes or something, but no, that wasn't what it was. Bonnie's anniversary is October the 17th, and I always tried to make it home, but she notified me that a few days ahead of time that, you know, Martin, I got to run somebody to the doctor a couple of times that day if we're going to be tied up, so why don't you just go ahead and stay a little longer? Well, that's all I needed to hear. I had enough to do anyway, a few guys were hanging around yet when we could get the roof put on. Otherwise, that wouldn't have gotten done, except for the extension. Then it come around, and I don't know, I guess on the 18th or 19th, anyway, the last guy was leaving, and talking to Bonnie again, the guy's phone was working here, so I was talking to her, and she said, you ought to just stay a couple days and just chill out after all the, you know, she knows I like my alone time, and I like having people around, but I tell you what, after all that was going on, I was looking forward to just slowing down. But anyway, that last day as the last guy was leaving, then that's when a group of 6 of the neighbors stopped in, and good thing they did, because, you know, with those extended days, my groceries were running kind of low, and Kathy brought down some extra leftover little pot of chili they made up, and boy, it's chili made with big slabs of meat in there. Brought some nice bread along. We got one Diet Coke left down there to finish up today, so food's coming out pretty good. Still got a few pies in the freezer. Got a nice venison filet I saved for my last night. Whoop, better watch out, the Jays will want my food. Anyway, so going right along, things are going good. Of course, with everybody stopping in, I told them I had all the food, but that didn't stop anybody, so people were bringing in supplies, a lot of goodies. Going through the leftovers yesterday, I came across this little bag of Brookie Caramel Candy Clusters. Now that says it all. So, and I have a few here. I got some. This is my first cup of coffee in the new cabin, okay? Now, we hardly had the floor in, and my sister and Jim and others they were already starting to sleep in here. They couldn't pass it up, but I was busy enough. I did sleep outside the first week that people were here, because that way the cabin was empty and they'd get up in the morning and go in and put the coffee out and get the stove going if they were early risers. And some of them were very early risers, and it worked out well for that. Here now I'm enjoying this is my view. Can't see it out that way. It's going to be a big, huge glass doorways. That's 6 feet wide, a lot of glass. Here, that log's going to come out. That's just there as we built it for support. But this will be there'll be a 3-window setup going across here with all our view out the window. And even out that way, I can see the grit station. So we're all set. People were bringing so many things in. Apparently Bud's wife thought that I needed this new recliner. So we're putting it to good use out here. I mean, this thing's a Cadillac. Kick this thing back. Oh, I can sleep in that pretty easy, and I'm sure I will. Otherwise, other people brought things in. Guy had one of those for his wood shop, or his woodshed, I should say. Got a built-in solar panel and little LED lights. We already got some lighting in the new cabin. Everything from sun showers, tarps. Oh, I can't imagine all that people that came bearing gifts. Then I've never had espresso. But Michael, he was passing through on his way from his cabin in the UP of Michigan. He was going home to Idaho, and in the morning, it probably took him about 20 minutes by the time he ground these beans up real fine, and then he mixed some espresso. Well, I gotta tell you, I mean, I loved it, but you know, a quarter cup of espresso was probably about as much as my nerves can handle. But that was a nice treat while he was here. He even told me to quit calling it espresso. He says, "No, Martin," he says, "in your videos, it's espresso." So, thank you, Mark. Thank you, Michael. Got that little thing straightened out. Here's just regular coffee, but I'm gonna sit here and enjoy that with one of these little caramel jollies. Kind of thought my last day was should be. I knew I had stuff to do, but I thought that was a goof off time. But the way it is, I'm able to sit down for a little break every once in a while. But by the time I got the roof paper finished up and got some end pieces on there to hold it all down, got the tool shed all put away. What else? Oh, I got the yard picked up, got the dishes done. Put the ladders back in position on the solar panels. Got the freezer cleaned out. Figured out what food I got left. Canada Jays will be happy. I got a excess pound of nice venison burger there that's thawed out. It'd be too warm by the time I get it home. Ah, yes. I was just talking about you. Not bad, huh? Fresh meat instead of all those pancakes. Anyway, one last job is feeding those big crews. We had a food tent outside because there were so many barrels and baskets of food. My sister, Paula, was our cook for the main part. She never would have found anything if it was all crammed in that cabin, so we laid it all out in tubs on the outside. Now I got to go through and take that shelter down, do a quick inventory of what's left. I'm assuming I got about a year and a half supply of food in there. Had to make sure we had enough. Meantime, I got about 2.5 hours of daylight left, so I'll go at it in spits and spurts here. Try to slow down a bit the last few hours. Well, this is it. October the 22nd, 2024. Again, you're watching the end of the trip first. Next Saturday morning, we'll be back to a month ago, September the 23rd, when I first arrived, and all this cabin building, and we'll go back to the beginning and show you all the work and all the stuff that went into all this. I knew it was going to be a work trip, but I got to tell you, there wasn't much rest on this one. Took a little bit easy the last couple, 3 days, but even then, going to bed tired, it's almost going to feel good to go home and rest up.